This isn't like the normal videos that I record, and it's nowhere going to be as long either, because I want to make sure that I'm not missing the point and I'm getting the information directly to the people who need it the most, which is every American citizen. Right now in America, we are dealing with the occupation of the DHS, which is the Department of Homeland Security. We're dealing with their basically private militia going after U.S. citizens and non-U.S. citizens alike, going after illegal immigrants. This has been a thing for years, but they're ramping it up crazy, especially if you're in larger cities like Minneapolis, Chicago, New York, and just basically the entire state of California, Texas, the list goes on. A lot of you who may be already hip to this information might already know, but this is for people who don't already know. So it's best to share this video for those folks to at the very least get the information that they need. Recently, Minnesota has had the biggest blackout for a protest that we've seen in actual ages. At the time of recording this video, it was the day after it happened. I was able to get some footage for the scenario, and I'll put some of those videos and images that I have on screen momentarily. This has been not only detaining U.S. citizens and immigrants alike, but also immigrants who are U.S. citizens. They don't care. They're going after basically everyone. And now, as of recent, at the time of recording this video, they have recently received warrants from the judge to basically just go into houses without, well, basically just break into houses essentially. So I'm saying that to say you need to make sure that you are protecting yourself in any way you see fit. I can't explicitly say what, but if you're in America, there's a certain amendment that it gives you access to a certain thing that should help you protect yourself if something like this were to happen. Be sure that you are checking your schools. If you go to school, make sure you're checking their policies on it. Make sure that you are consistently looking out. Community organizing is one of the most important things that you can be doing right now. And if you don't know how to do that, there'll be some sources below and how you can do that in specific. If you can protest, go out there and protest. Obviously that is important, but community organizing will be the most important thing that you can do to make sure that as a front, as a united front, that we are fighting back against ICE. One good place to start, from my knowledge, would be the PSL organization. I will be putting a URL on screen and also within the description of this video as well. I just say they know a lot more about this topic than I do, and that's another thing that I'm going to actually ask y'all to do. Y'all can't obviously take my word, but like, make sure you're doing your own research too on how you're best helping yourself, because by state to state it is different. You're trying to call for violence or this and the third. I'm saying use your discernment. Be observant of what your surroundings are, and make sure that you are organizing with your community to make sure you can keep yourself and keep others safe. This is a very serious time because we're now literally nearing basically Holocaust levels of occupation within America. So I say all that to say, make sure that you are keeping yourself safe, make sure you're keeping your others safe, and do everything that you can to make sure that this is not necessarily just a cakewalk for these people to just get away with whatever they want to. There is so many ways to help, but off the top of the dome, the best ways for you to be able to help people who might already be going through their situations with ICE is not only fundraising for them, but also directly helping their family if possible. So for example, if someone you know is detained by ICE, if you know any of their family members, you can go and help them out in any way you can. Help get them access to lawyers. Basically, just finding out more and more ways, because I, as a person, am finding out more and more ways to help everyone. And as I learn more, I will be providing more, not only just for myself and the people around me, but for y'all too. I know this might seem a little bit, and this isn't on no fear-mongering shit either. This is purely to give everyone the tools they need to make sure that everyone is safe. Because at the end of the day, everyone just wants to live life, and the DHS isn't necessarily liking that, I guess. Story short, the main things you need to take away from this is community organizing, mutual aid, and being completely observant and making sure that you're actually reporting to other people that you know where ice actually is. That is the most important in my personal opinion, because at the very minimum, if you don't know how to do the other two things, that third one is so important, because it helps people navigate ways to, at the very minimum, do what they can to avoid ice at the very minimum. Hey, this is Editor Dev here. I just wanted to actually preface another point where I was saying, make sure that you actually know your rights. Legally, they can't come into your home, but they, as I just said before, they just signed that warrant, so that's kind of out of the window. But you don't have to give them any information. They can ask a bunch of questions, but you're not legally forced to answer them, for lack of better terms. And also, make sure that you are asking, if they do detain you illegally, be sure you're asking for your lawyer. And yeah, sometimes even just staying silent will help the best. I didn't say this in the original video because for some reason it slipped my mind, but at the very minimum, that is a very important thing to take note of. I'm not going to ask people to like this video or subscribe on this video. All I'm going to ask is that if you are going to like and comment and things of that nature, you're liking so just so it can get to other people in the algorithm, just so they can get the information, you know? This is not necessarily the end-all be-all, like, full scope of what I thought I was going to be able to do with said video, but at the very minimum, I wanted people to be able to at least have the basic enough tools. And once again, I will be doing just a little bit of more research after I get done recording to make sure that the description is filled with more links that can maybe help anyone, you know. And I know how I can help people who live in my city, but I don't have the universal tools except for a select few that I will be putting in the description. So with that being said, I thank you for watching this video. This won't be the last video I record like this, but it won't be the only type of videos on my channel. So I appreciate you for watching, and y'all all have a good day. Please stay safe. And if you're in the Midwest, no, fuck that. If you're in the country, stay very warm. It is important for you to do so. That being said, I love y'all. Have a good one.